Welcome back to another video. It's Tuesday now and didn't really get a chance to film anything yesterday, so hopefully we'll get some good content again this week. Thank you for all the new subscribers I've had. I hope you all enjoyed the last video. I actually enjoyed making that video. I had a bit of a problem Saturday with the with some audio, which I got sorted. But we will still be sticking to that time of 5 o'clock. But yeah, it's a bit of a pain, but it is what it is. These things happen. But yeah, thank you to everyone that newly subscribed, watched the video, commented, liked it, everything. I appreciate it. And yeah, it was a decent. I thought it was a decent video. So right, first job we've got a tractor unit with intermittent. No, wait there. I'll tell you what it says. Internal ECU fault, light on. No, I didn't know that light would come on. Intermittent ECU fault as well. So what we're going to do, like anything, we're going to do a scan. We're going to download what's on it. We're going to have a look at the faults, codes and everything we've got, and then we should go from there to see what we can actually find. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't already, go and click that subscribe button, tick on the notification bell, and yeah, let's get cracking and have a look and see what fault codes we have. So let's have a look. We will have a quick look in engine. Obviously there's no fault is currently on the dash, whether I mentioned that or not, I'm not sure. So we'll just wait for this to read. So what we got here, we've got 23rd, 29th and the 5th of November here. That is our latest one, NOx sensor emissions above limit. We'll quickly have a look. We can use a little. It's absolutely chucking it down on there. We can have a look at this. So bank 1, which will be NOx before, so downstream. We've got a couple of things we can do here. So let's go back quickly. We've also got this one. Now I had a job with this yesterday, NOx AdBlue pump pressure. So what we may do is we may actually just carry out a AdBlue metering test just to check the pressure we've got and everything like that. So we're going to be looking at that, and we're probably going to be looking at this. We may mobilise key code pair, faulty pairing, could be key, could be anything to do with that. So really we want to be having a look at this and this really. Shut down a control unit. That might be because of these as well. We'll just have a quick look at that. Let's have a look. Yeah, so the malfunction indicator mirror light shows steady yellow. So basically because that engine light on. What we're going to do now is then we are going to get rid of them. And then what we're going to do is we are going to carry out a metering test, and we'll have a look at it from that way and see what we can find pump wise and checking everything like that. So took the metering unit off, and this is what I found. Just did carry a metering test out just to see if we're getting the right amount. So all we're doing here, first we're going to do a pressure build test just to build up the pressure and check that we are getting the right amount of pressure before we actually do a metering test. We're looking on around this one, sort of 4.5 to 5 bar. So yeah, that's literally got to do that before we do a metering test. So we're just going to quickly check the AdBlue quantity. Bang on where it should be there. So there's how much we need. 200ml after doing the test. So I'm going to measure it and see how much we've got. As you can see, we are bang on where we should be. 200ml exactly. So this is a 27mm on the cap. Easy enough to get out. You could use a socket or spanner. I'll just use a spanner for this one, and we're checking that filter. This filter don't seem too bad, but we're going to replace it. We're going to check the little gourd filter, and then there's one in the tank. So here's our new filter, and a little thing and it goes to the bottom of it. Get that in, get that up, and we've got another one to fit in the tank on the blue level sensor. That's a gauze filter that sits on the end of it. I'll pull it out and then I'll show you what it looks like. So this one you had to take the actual level sensor out. It's just a little clip that goes around it, undo that, pull the pipes off and pull the whole level sensor out to shut that little gauze filter on the end. Here is our so here's our filter from inside, and look at in there, all that rubbish in there. That is probably what is causing a lot of our problems. So we put the metering unit back on, we're going to put the cover back on, we're going to clear all faults, and then we're going to give it a road test to see if these filters have helped it. So we'll have a look. We've cleared all the memory, got no light on. Let's just have a quick look, make sure we have no faults in there. We don't. So now it's time to give it a road test. So we'll give that one a road test, and yeah, I had no problems. I took it for a good 20-25 minutes out, put some good miles on it, got it hot. Yeah, I had no problems with that. It was spot on. So obviously the filter in the tank is what gave us our problem. You could see how much blocked up with gunk it was, and everything. Obviously I found that fault after we did a full diagnostic scan, and someone mentioned to me about that fault and having to check them filters. So you know, you learn new stuff every day, and yeah, there was our problem. So right, on to the next one. So next job is a tracked unit. It's been recovered in for a non-start. This hopefully should be a good one. Well, it won't be a good one to find out, but hopefully we find out what the problem is. This has isolator switches on it and everything like that, master switches, so we just have a look at everything. We're going to try and do a scan, see if we get an ignition first, and then we'll have to go from there. So let's get cracking into this one, and hopefully we can find what the problem is. So my diagnostic equipment is flat, so I'm going to have to charge that, which is fucking annoying. But we'll have a look, see what's on the dash first, and see what we've actually got coming up if we have anything. So I've turned the mouse switch on and see what we've got in ignition. So let's have a look, see what we've got. Ignition. Right, sweetheart. Let's have a look. Body control malfunction. Lovely. Oh, 3. So that's 3 out of 3. Let's have a look. So we've got, I'm not bothered about that. Oh, EBA malfunction. Okay. No ride height. Body control unit. We've got a neutral sign there. Got a mileage. Got everything like that. Code invalid. Interlocked active. That is when we try and turn the over. So I'm going to have to go and charge it. I'm going to have to plug it in and have to have a look and see what this says, because can't really do a lot without it. So yes, let's get into it. And oh, air pressure things just moved. Then look, they're moving. They're doing something. So yeah, we're gonna have to have a look into that a bit more. Let me go and get the thing charged, and then we'll have a look. So first problem I'll notice, our voltage is very, very low. 14.7 there, 14.8, around 14 volts. So it's obviously not enough at all. So I'm going to get a jump pack on it, put some power into it, and see what we've got coming up from there. But I'm just still trying to scan it and see if we've got what what faults we have actually come up through the system. So this is actually, that's ignition on now. So our batteries were literally flat as a dog a minute ago. I had no ignition. There you go, it's gone off. So we obviously have a battery issue. Let's put a jump pack on it first and then see what we've got coming up. So we've got a jump pack on it. Let's have a look, see what we've got. Must be the batteries. Absolutely gone. Let's quickly check the battery voltage. 25 volts. I have to do a battery test test them batteries, see what we've got on there, and then we're going to have to go from there with it, I think. To be fair, maybe I should have just put a jump back on it anyway in the first place, but you see loads of warnings when you jump at it and you're quick to plug it in and try and find out what the faults are. But yeah, as soon as I left it for a little bit and the lights went off and everything like that, and then I put a jump back and now it's started, it is what it is. But well, I still need to plug in just to check all the errors and everything and make sure it isn't just a battery, make sure it is just a battery issue and it's not just something that's decided to now work, which that makes sense. So I have to plug it in anyway and have a look. So I have just done a battery test and these are absolutely done. So new batteries required for this one. Nice easy to repair this one. So it's the next day. We're going to get these batteries replaced. Top one, bottom one. Take the clamps off first. There's a big brace that goes across here. That's off. So start taking these batteries out. So there's 2 bolts that hold this frame in. You need to pull that frame back just to be able to get to the top battery. I can't really remember about the bottom ones, you just have to work it out as I go along. But yeah, that bolt, so I can lift this one out now and put the new one in. So there you have it. You have to move this out of the way. It's 2 little 13mm bolts. Pull that out of the way, pull the wiring out of the way and pull that battery out. And then obviously this is going to have to be moved out of the way to sort of get the battery out top. These 2 clamps here, literally when you tighten them up and pull the battery out, when you loosen it, obviously drops the battery down. So we'll put the front cover on and this should be done now. We'll see if we have any errors on the dash. So we've fitted the batteries and we have a couple of ones on the dash. I'm suspecting it's probably because we had low battery voltage, but I'll quickly show you. Cruise control there. So yeah, 6 different errors on there. So what we're going to do now is just going to quickly plug in, scan the diagnostic memory, see if there's any active, see if there's any stored, and basically go from there really. So let's have a look and see what we can find. Okay, so after taking ages to connect, we're finally on. We've got quite a few errors here. I think a lot of it's going to be down to battery power, camber signal for tacho, camber signal for tacho. Yeah, there's quite a few errors here. So what we're going to do is, first thing we're going to do is delete all the errors. We've got it saved there. We're going to delete everything and see what we've got coming back up after. So we've obviously got a bit of an issue here. We've gone from changing the batteries because they are fucked. We've put fresh batteries on, and now when you drive it, it has the faults on. When you drive it, the fault's clear, and then as soon as you stop again, everything comes back up. Gearbox malfunction. We've got malfunction air treatment. We've got LGS malfunction, brake control unit fault. So we've got a few faults here that we need to obviously look into. So it could be a bit of a job. I need to get scanning again because the computer died, surprise, and find out what we've actually got going on. Obviously something's going funny here, so let's have a bit of a better look at it. I think the first thing we're going to check is fuses. That's the main simple thing we're going to check. We're going to check the fuses by battery first, check the main fuses. The faults we've got CAN faults and everything, so let's check fuses first, do simple stuff first and then see what we find. Alright, the only thing I've noticed here is this here, and this relay is damn hot. So I'm just going to switch everything off, try another relay from somewhere else, just to see if that works. So take that out of there. They're the same. Don't think they quite are. No. See if I can get a relay and see if that works. Try this relay. And then I'll just go on out of another vehicle. So where did it go? Nope. Nope. Try that. So I found one fuse. That is fuse. That one there. So Just a little 5 amp fuse. Let's plug one in and see if it's any better. So, no line here. There's all the faults. 7 of them. This is the fuse. Still on the door. Fuse 11, which is that one there. Let's just check the rest of these and see what else we've got. So we've looked into it a bit more, and basically it looks like the tacho output sensor is the one that's at fault. Obviously the tacho, everything reads a lot off the tacho with times and everything like that, so that looks like what's caused our problem. It's a bit gutting that I can't fix it myself, and you know, I'm the one that, you know, repairs it in the end, but you can't repair everything. No point in beating yourself up because you can't repair everything. So yeah, tacho output sensor with that one, but we got the batteries done. We knew that was a fault because they were absolutely done for. So yeah, we'll have to see what else we've got next. Yeah, you win some and you lose some, and unfortunately that one I didn't get to repair it myself, so here's what it is. So yeah, join me, this is a nothing exciting job. This is literally just a set of front pads, that is it. This is all good, but everything is good. But you're probably thinking, why are you videoing this when you've done it before? The stark reality of the job is, not every job is, GoPro died. Yeah, the stark reality is not every job is an engine job or everything interesting like that. Sometimes it's just basic maintenance like this. So I think the first thing you should always do is check the size of your discs. I'll check the discs and they're within tolerance. The tolerance on these is 36mm. So all we're going to do now, we want the caliper off. Said about these ones before, little 10mm on the back. If you don't, some people take these out and keep them in the box, but they come in a pack anyway. So get this wound off and we'll get the pads out. So we've de-adjusted the brakes. One thing we're just going to do is going to get a screwdriver in there and just make sure our calipers slide as they should do. If you're ever wondering what pin, it's always the bottom pin down there that says, because that has a boot on it. The top one has a boot and the bottom one doesn't. So our caliper is good on this side. We shall remove this clip here, take the washer out, pull the pin out, and then we'll go on from there. So one thing we are going to do, we're just going to quickly spin the disc, checking both sides for any cracks through the disc or anything untoward with this disc. This one looks okay. So we know our caliper's good. It slides. We can fit our new pads in. Some people go on the edge of the disc, the pad off. Some people don't. I personally will go on the edge of the disc off. Edge of the disc, edge of the pad. Just clean up these seats where the pads sit on, and then we'll basically just do the reverse of what we've already done. So we've got our pads in, we've adjusted it up, checked that it's tight, 3 clicks off, as you all know now, and yeah, the caliper's nice and free. Pads are in, so all we're going to do now is literally clean the wheel up. We'll get a bit of emery paper, clean all this wheel up, all this hub up, sorry. We'll clean all the wheel up, make sure it's got a good contact, it's not going back with any rubbish on it. Do the wheels up, and then we'll torque the wheels up, and that is literally that for pads. Yeah, as long as you keep to them things, you'll be fine. Remember, wind it all the way off. Make sure your discs and all that. Make sure your caliper slides well. Make sure it's free. If it isn't free, you'll need to clean up the pin or replace it. Make sure that's all free. Clean your hub up and everything. Torque your wheels properly. 3 clicks off for adjustment, and that is literally it. So as long as you follow them things, you should be all good. I've tapped around the top myself, and all we're going to do now is jack the wheels up. We're going to grease the kin pins, make sure they're all greased properly, and check the tyres first. So we've done offside wheel, spun the tyre, I've greased the bottom and the top kingpin, top pin, sorry, so I'm going to do the same for this, so I ain't going to record that. And then we're going to have a tap round, have a look what she's like. She's got a bit of an oil leak. We're going to have to maybe clean this off and have a proper look. I'll quickly show you. Yeah. So, bit of an oil leak, but yeah, we'll have to investigate it maybe a little bit. So obviously it's quite a bit, so I want to carry on this and I'll come back to you. So one thing I'm just quickly going to show you, I noticed the bung on the back of the adjuster is missing. So I'm going to fit a new one so we don't get any more contamination. So what I like to do on the rear is spin tyres obviously in the back, check diff oil, tap round, check the disc. One thing I've noticed, the chamber is rotten there and it's leaking a tiny bit, but we don't want any problems with it. So we've got a nice little job here. It's had an ABS fault, which causes gearbox fault, which causes other faults. So all we're going to do now is we're going to replace the spin diagnose for a near side front wheel speed sensor. So I'm hoping it's going to come out alright. We're going to whip that out, put a new one in, plug in, we'll drive and we'll see how it is. So let's have a look at this one. So here is our wheel speed sensor. Just going to try it. Oh, look at that. Beauty. Put that in. That came up easier than what I thought. Too easy, I think. So the loom comes up here around and through the chassis, so I'm going to find out what the plug is and then we'll disconnect it and put a new one in. It's quite easy to find this sensor, it's literally just there, so that's perfect. We're going to unplug that. It's just a little push there, like that, right there. So I will show you how it was diagnosed. There's a printout of the speed and whatever it shows. This side it says it's doing 512 kilometers an hour, which is pretty fast, and the other side is showing 1, so yeah, there's obviously a big difference there. So put the new one in, we'll plug it in and have a look and see if the fault's cleared and give it a road test. We'll have a good road test here. So I've got my new one in there. What I'm going to do is I'm now going to just plug in computer and then just make sure we're actually getting a reading from it and make sure it's not just something other than like the loom or something like that, so let's do that first. We've still got the fault there. What we're going to do is we're just going to road test it. I'm not going to mess about. Maybe after 10 kilometres it will sort of knock itself off, so let's try that. So we've obviously got some sort of problem still. 512 kilometres we're doing, we're not moving. Very strange. So all we're doing here is watching what speed we are. The only thing I've noticed is on that sensor number 1 it is a little bit higher than everything else. No lights come back on, but we need to monitor that, check it. When it's stationary it still says 510, but reading around a similar speed to all the other ones. So after clearing all the faults, we cleared all the faults on it, reset everything and went out a road test and we had no faults come up, nothing like that, so I was happy with that one. Sorry I didn't show you the result of it, but just need to, it's Friday and I want to get as many of these videos out as I can, or sort of bits to sort of get it going. But yeah, that one, obviously we replaced the ABS sensor. It literally just pulled out straight away. I couldn't believe it. That never ever happens, but I'll find a bit of paper with the actual the difference in the sensors, like the near side. God, I really need a haircut. I'm going to get one done this weekend. The near side one was coming up with 512 kilometers an hour. Like, no. And the other ones were doing like 1. So I obviously had the problem with that. We replaced that, and you know, that's solved it. So let's talk about the next job we've got. So next job we've got is a 22 plate. It's a tracked unit, and it has a problem with it. Let me find what the actual problem is. Get stuck in neutral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a scan. Let me just see what that is. It's got the neutral sign on the dash. We're going to do a scan. We're going to see if we've got any faults on it. Do a general sort of diagnostic of it. Let's see what we get. See if we get anything come up, and then we'll test it to see if it faults or whether it don't fault. So yeah, let's have a go and have a look and see what we've got. So hopefully it will come up with something and sort of be able to guide us of where we actually need to be with it. So here are our actual faults with it. CAN message, supply pressure, DNR, switch gearbox, user request, manual gear selection, user request, DNR, switch channel 2, and servo motor temperature control blocked. Our latest fault is this one, dating back to the 23rd of October. There's only one fault out. There's 12 faults of this DNR switch. So let's have a look. Maybe we'll do some tests on the stalk, make sure it's not the stalk, and we'll go from there with it. So first thing I want to do while you're all here is I want to check the actual gear selector stalk, because we've had problems with this before. If you look back at a couple of videos, we've had problems with these before. But now I've got to find it and I can't remember where it is. Central computer, special functions. Let me come back to you. Right, so I found it. We are on lever and switches. So I'm going to test it. It might not be the actual problem, but for the sake of a test, I think it's worth it. And see what we've got on there, because it could be just that it's in drive and it's in neutral and you can't switch it. So let's start it up. I'll show you. So we've got it in neutral. Let's try to put it in drive. Still saying it's not actually causing me a problem at the minute on here, but it's not picking up that. So let's just quickly monitor that. So I've done a test and it's not actually coming up with any faults. Last time when we sort of switched it over, we had faults with it. So it goes into drive, D5 as it normally would do, reverse, back to neutral. It's not getting itself stuck really in neutral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save all of what I had. We're going to delete the faults, clear it all. Actually, I'll tell you what I might do. I might just quickly go into the gearbox. And just monitor it actually going in and out of gear. So gearbox, so it said it's selected 5th, neutral, reverse, drive. Yeah, it's doing everything. I'll show you. So drive, yeah, reverse. They always bang themselves into reverse on these. Drive, reverse. It's not really getting itself stuck in neutral, so we'll do a quick test. We'll do a track test drive, make sure it's all good. Maybe try and find a bit more information from the customer on actually what is going on with it. So I think the only option is to road test. It's hard with jobs like this because it's not faulting. There's no active faults. There's several faults on there, and they're dating back to what, October time. What you aim towards? So the only thing to do is break it, basically. Not break it, but get it to fault. That is the priority, to get it to fault, so we can fully diagnose what the actual problem is. So I'm going to go out on a road test. I'm going to see if I can get it to fault. If I get it to fault, we'll go back on and then we'll see what comes up. But cleared all the faults. We're going in drive. We're banging in neutral. Going back in reverse. We're switching between manual and auto. What do? Let me know in the comments what you think what you would do. These sort of jobs can be a bit of a pain because they're intermittent. They're not all the time. There's nothing clear what the problem is. So we're going to go through it. We're going to road test it, and then we're going to see if we can get it to fault. So on road test, it did fault once, and looking at it, the fault would come up was about the I think it's called DLR. So basically the switch for putting it in gear, neutral and reverse, the stalk. So we're going to replace the stalk now. I'm not going to record that because there's a video out on that. So I'm going to get this done. So what's left of the day is not long left of the day now, so if we get away on time, we'll see. So I'm going to get this done now, clear all the faults, and see what else we have.